Have you ever felt as though your reality was shifting, subtly at first, then all at once? A quiet but persistent whisper inside you suggests that there is more to this existence than what you have been taught. You begin to sense a widening gap between the life you have always known and an unseen truth that beckons you forward. The world around you looks the same, yet it feels different, as if the structures, beliefs, and routines that once anchored you have become fragile, almost illusory. This is not mere imagination. It is the first sign of a spiritual awakening, a profound transformation where the veil of conditioned perception begins to lift, revealing deeper layers of reality that were once hidden. But awakening is not a singular moment of realization. It is an unfolding process, a series of initiations that dismantle the old to make way for the new. And if you find yourself experiencing these 7 crucial stages, it is not coincidence. The universe may be calling you toward a higher path, urging you to step beyond the familiar and embrace the unknown. Awakening is rarely a gentle process. It is often ignited by disruption. A sudden loss, a deep emotional wound, or an unshakable realization that the life you have built no longer aligns with who you are becoming. At first, this shift feels like confusion, even chaos. You begin to question everything: the beliefs you inherited, the rules you once followed without hesitation, the very fabric of your identity. What once felt absolute begins to dissolve, replaced by an unsettling yet undeniable truth. There is something beyond this material world, something unseen yet profoundly real. The mind resists, trying to hold on to its familiar structure, fearing the dissolution of everything it once held as truth. But resistance only deepens the awakening, forcing you to step further into the unknown, compelling you to unearth the deeper aspects of your existence. It is in this stage that many cling desperately to their past selves, attempting to restore what was, yet sensing that a return is impossible. The shift has already begun, and the only path forward is through. As the old foundation crumbles, an insatiable search for meaning begins. You are no longer satisfied with surface-level explanations. You are drawn to books, philosophies, ancient wisdom, and spiritual teachings that once seemed irrelevant or abstract. Your mind expands, and so does your perception of reality. Synchronicities become impossible to dismiss. Numbers repeating, messages appearing in unexpected places, dreams carrying profound insights, encounters that feel predestined rather than random. It is as though the universe is guiding you, placing breadcrumbs along your path to lead you towards something greater. But this stage is not just about seeking knowledge. It is about unlearning. You begin to strip away the layers of conditioning that have shaped your worldview, recognizing how much of your life was built upon societal expectations rather than your soul's authentic truth. The deeper you dive, the more you understand that the answers you seek are not external. They are already within you, waiting to be remembered. The journey turns inward, revealing an inner world far richer and more expansive than you ever imagined. Then comes the dark night of the soul, the stage that many fear but few can avoid. It is the void, the space between the known and the unknown, where everything familiar is stripped away, leaving only the raw essence of who you truly are. Here, illusions are shattered, attachments dissolve, and you are left standing alone in the vastness of your own being. It is the stage where your shadows rise. The suppressed fears, the unhealed wounds, the emotional burdens you have carried for lifetimes. There is no way to escape them, no distractions that can soften their presence. You are forced to confront the depths of your soul, to face the aspects of yourself you once ignored or denied. The pain of this stage is not punishment. It is purification. It is the breaking of old chains, the dismantling of false identities, the release of everything that no longer serves you. And though this darkness feels infinite, it is in this very place that your greatest transformation is born. It is the death of the ego and the awakening of the soul's true essence. The light you have been seeking does not come from outside. It emerges from within you, reborn through the fire of your own willingness to surrender. And once you emerge from this darkness, you do not return as the same person. You return awakened, liberated, and aligned with the infinite truth that has always been waiting for you to see it. From the depths of darkness, a shift begins to take place. There is no grand announcement, no sudden, dramatic moment of revelation, only the quiet but undeniable realization that you are no longer the same. The pain that once felt unbearable now carries a deeper meaning, as if every struggle was a lesson in disguise. The fears that once controlled you have loosened their grip, replaced by a newfound sense of inner stillness. The questions that haunted your mind have not all disappeared, but their weight has diminished, leaving behind the clarity that only experience can bring. You begin to trust, not because you have gathered enough logical proof, but because something within you has felt the presence of something greater. The universe no longer seems indifferent or random. Instead, it feels like a living force, intricately connected to you, responding to your energy, your thoughts, your alignment. Life no longer feels like a series of disconnected events, but rather a tapestry woven with synchronicities, guiding you towards something meaningful. You realize that the suffering you once cursed was never meant to break you, it was meant to wake you up. With this shift comes an undeniable longing for alignment. It is no longer possible to tolerate the people, habits, and environments that drain you. What once felt familiar now feels foreign. What once seemed essential now seems empty. Relationships that were built on illusion begin to fade, not because of resentment, but because they no longer resonate with the person you are becoming. The career that once defined your success now feels like a hollow pursuit, lacking the depth your soul craves. You no longer chase validation, nor do you seek to fit into spaces that require you to shrink. The need for external approval dissolves as your intuition becomes louder, leading you towards something more authentic. But this stage is not easy. It can feel as though you are standing between two worlds, the old one crumbling behind you, while the new one has not yet fully formed. This in-between state can feel like isolation, as though you are walking a path that few understand. Yet this solitude is not a curse, it is sacred. It is in this space that you rebuild yourself from the inside out, no longer constructing an identity based on expectation, but rather on the unshakable truth that now resides within you. Then there is integration, the stage where awakening is no longer something that happens to you, but something that flows through you. There is no more frantic searching, no more restless need to find answers. You are no longer looking for a way out of your experience. Instead, you are fully present in it. The highs and lows no longer throw you off balance. Challenges do not shake you, nor do external circumstances define your inner state. You embody what you have learned, not as an intellectual concept, but as a way of being. Your presence shifts, and those around you begin to notice, not because you speak of awakening, but because you carry an energy that is undeniable. You radiate a quiet strength, an inspoken wisdom, a peace that is unshaken by the chaos of the world. You understand now that awakening was never about reaching an endpoint, nor was it about escaping the human experience. It was always about learning how to fully inhabit it, how to live, love, and exist with deep awareness, with an open heart, with an unshakable sense of who you are. The final stage is service, not in the way the world defines it, but in its purest form, a natural extension of your being. You come to understand that awakening was never meant to be an isolated experience, something to be hoarded or kept to yourself. It is meant to be shared, not through forced teachings or self-proclaimed enlightenment, but through the way you move in the world, through your energy, through the love you give freely, through the truth you embody effortlessly. You become a bridge for others who are still lost in the illusion, not by pushing them, but by simply walking the path and letting them see that another way exists. You speak without words, you guide without force, and in doing so, you complete the cycle only to begin again. For awakening is not a final chapter, but a continuous unfolding, a journey that spirals upward, leading you ever deeper into the mystery of existence. So where are you on this path? Do you find yourself in the confusion of the first stage, or are you standing at the edge of rebirth, ready to step into your highest self? The journey is different for everyone, but one truth remains: You were meant to awaken, not to suffer, not to conform, but to remember who you truly are beyond the layers of conditioning and fear. I invite you to reflect. Which of these stages resonates with you the most? What signs have you noticed that the universe is guiding you forward? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your journey may be the confirmation someone else needs. And if this message spoke to you, take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Together, let's create a space where spiritual awakening is not feared but embraced. A space where we rise, remember, and reclaim the truth of who we are. Thank you for being here. Trust the process. The universe is guiding you. Will you listen?